Last month, a diabetic traveler had their insulin confiscated at customs, not because it was illegal, but because of one simple documentation mistake. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to avoid becoming that person. And here's what nobody tells you. The TSA rules are actually the easy part. It's what happens when you land at your destination that catches people off guard. But I'm getting ahead of myself now. So let's start with a mistake that affects 90% of travelers. Hope it's not you. After you listen to this video, I'm sure it won't be you. All right, picture this. You're landing in Miami for a week-long vacation. The seatbelt sign turns off. Everybody's grabbing their bags from the plane's overhead bin. You know how that goes. You head to baggage claim and you wait and wait and wait. And that little carousel keeps spinning, but your bag never shows up. Now here's the question. Where are your medications right now? If the answer is in that missing piece of luggage, you're about to have the worst vacation of your life. And this isn't rare. It happens all the time. Airlines mishandle over 7 bags per 1,000 passengers. That's thousands of people every single day dealing with lost luggage. So here's the rule that will save you your trip. Never pack essential medications in checked luggage. Ever. Never. But here's where most people mess this up. They think, okay, I'll just put it in my carry-on roller bag. Wrong move anyways. Either way, it's a wrong move because on full flights, sometimes the gate agents force people to check those roller bags at the last minute. I've seen it happen dozens of times where passengers give up their carry-on bags, not remembering that their medication is in there. The safest place to put your medication? Your personal item bag. That's the best choice because it is that backpack or purse that goes under the seat in front of you. That bag never leaves your sight. That's where your life-saving medications belong, right in that personal item bag. Now let's talk about pill bottles because this is where people panic unnecessarily. Here's the truth about those cute weekly pill organizers. Whether you can use them depends entirely on one thing and one thing only. Are you flying domestic or international? Because there's a difference. Let me explain. For US flights, the TSA doesn't actually require original bottles. Shocking, right? You can use a pill organizer if you want. But, and this is a big but and very important, original bottles make your life so much easier, whether you're flying domestic or international. A TSA agent who sees a prescription label with your name on it will wave you through. A mysterious organizer with random pills, that might trigger questions and extra screening. For international flights, this is non-negotiable. Original pharmacy containers only. Period. Here's why. To a custom officer in another country, an unlabeled organizer looks exactly like illegal drugs. I'm not exaggerating and I'm not kidding. People have been detained for this. I remember when I arrived in Canada a few years ago with 2 of my prescribed medications together in a Ziploc bag. The custom officer told me that he was going to let it slide for now, but he warned me that the next time I should have them in the original bottles. I was just trying to save on space in my luggage with those original bottles that were so huge. But now I know better, and you should too. And here's a pro tip that nobody mentions. Make sure the name of your prescription bottle exactly matches your passport. Middle initial included. I once watched someone get pulled aside for 30 minutes because their prescription said Mike, but their passport said Michael. That digest. Now, before we get to liquids, I need to tell you about the 3-document rule for international travel. This is the thing that will absolutely save you the headache at customs. But first, let's tackle the liquid confusion. Remember the 311 rule? 3-ounce bottles, 1-quart size bag, 1 bag per person. That rule has been drilled into our heads so hard that people are literally throwing away expensive prescription creams at airport security. Here's what changed everything in 2025. Listen up. Medically necessary liquids are exempt from the 311 rule. That 3.4-ounce rule, yes, you heard that right. You can bring your full-size prescription cough syrup, your giant bottle of contact solution, your liquid antibiotics, all of it. But here's the secret to making this work without getting stopped. At airport security, separation and declaration. Those 2 words, let me explain. Do not bury your medical liquids in your toiletry bag. That's what triggers bag searches. Instead, when you get to the airport security checkpoint, pull them out right away. Put them in a separate, here's the word separate clear bag. Then simply say to the agent, "Hi, I have liquid medications to declare." That's it. The TSA officer will screen them separately and you're good to go. This covers way more than you think. We're talking about prescription and over-the-counter drugs. Well, liquid medications. I don't want to use the word drugs. Injectable medicines as well. And like if you have diabetes, and pre-filled pens, prescription creams, gels and ointments, eye drops, and contact solutions, and even ice packs or gel packs that keep your medication cool. Those are accepted. And here's a right you might not know that you have. If you're uncomfortable with your medication going through the X-ray machine, you can request a visual inspection instead. Just ask politely. I know what some of you may be thinking right now, but what about my insulin needles? Will they freak out? The answer is no. As long as you do this correctly, needles and syringes are 100% allowed on planes. The one requirement, they must be accompanied by the medication they're for. So if you're carrying syringes, you must also have the labeled vial of insulin or other injectable medication. And here's a pro tip. Keep them in a hard protective case. This protects the needles and shows you're organized and you're legitimate. And also bring a doctor's note for coverage. I will explain this shortly. Okay, so for medical devices like insulin pumps, continuous glucose monitors, EpiPens, and inhalers, you're completely covered. You're fine. If you're wearing a device, such as a CPAP machine or oxygen can, just mention it to the TSA officer before you screen it. You don't have to remove them, and you can request a pat-down if you're concerned about the body scanner. And here's a resource most people don't know about, and that's TSA Cares. Call them 72 hours before your flight, and they will answer your specific questions and concerns. And they can even arrange for a support specialist to meet you at the airport and give you assistance. It's completely free. I will leave their phone number in the link in the description. Make sure you save that to your phone. Now let's continue. Okay, so if you're finding this helpful and you want to avoid all the common mistakes that gets people stopped at airport security, I've created a free guide for you. It's called 7 Shocking Reasons Why You Keep Getting Flagged at Airport Security and How to Avoid Them. This covers everything from hidden metal items in your clothing that trigger alarms to the packing mistakes that guarantee a bag search. And it comes with an essential travel checklist. The link will be in the description below. Grab it before your next flight. All right, so back to medications now. This next section might save you from A legal nightmare, I would say. We're talking about international travel. And this is where things get really serious. There's a danger zone here for sure. You know that Sudafed that you take for your allergies? It's illegal in Japan. And I think Mexico too, if I can remember. You could literally be arrested for bringing it. I'm not kidding. And that Tylenol with codeine for your back pain is classified as dangerous narcotics in Greece and the UAE. Even Benadryl, that harmless allergy medicine, is restricted in some countries. This is the blind spot that gets travelers in massive trouble. They think it's over the counter in America, so it must be fine everywhere. No, that's wrong. Dangerously wrong. Okay, so do you remember when I mentioned the 3-document rule earlier? We're going to move on now. This is it. For every prescription medication that you take internationally, you're going to need document 1 is original labeled containers, no exceptions. That we already discussed that. The prescription bottle with your name, your exact name, the drug name, and the pharmacy information. Document 2, copies of your prescriptions. Get paper copies from your doctor or pharmacy showing what was prescribed and when it was prescribed. Document number 3, a doctor's letter. That's what I was alluding to earlier. This is your secret weapon. Get a formal letter on your doctor's letterhead that includes your full name, your date of birth, the drug brand, and generic name of each medication, the medical condition that it treats, your dosage, and total amount that you're carrying, your doctor's name, his contact information, and his signature. And here's a bonus tip. Get it translated into the language of your destination country. This letter is especially critical if you take controlled substances like ADHD medications, Adderall or Ritalin, anti-anxiety meds like Xanax and Valium, strong painkillers, or certain sleep aids. For controlled substances, you must contact the embassy or consulate of your destination country before you travel. Some countries require you to apply for a special permit weeks in advance. Listen to that. Other countries limit you to a 30-day supply of your medications. And in some places, your medication might be completely banned, period. The International Narcotics Control Board has a database, but you should always confirm directly with the embassy. Rules change all the time, and you need the current information when you're traveling. One phone call now prevents a devastating situation later. Here's how to organize everything so that security is smooth. Create a dedicated medical kit using a separate clear bag. Put all your pill bottles, liquids, documents, and supplies in one place. At airport security, pull out the entire kit and place it in its own bin. This signals to the TSA that you're organized, and it makes screening incredibly fast. Before you leave home, do this final check. First, do you have enough medication for your entire trip? Plus 1 extra week? Delays happen, and that little 1-week buffer is essential. Second, have you made both physical and digital copies of all your documents? Photos on your phone and backed up to a cloud software like Dropbox.com is essential. And third, have you researched every single medication, including over-the-counter ones, for your destination country's rules? Getting through airport security with medication doesn't have to be stressful if you organize and be prepared. Yes, when you're prepared with the right knowledge and documentation, you walk through the airport with total confidence. Now let me recap the 5 critical rules for 2025. Listen carefully. First, the golden rule. Keep all essential medications in your personal bag under the seat. Second, pills, use original bottles for international travel with labels matching your passport exactly. Third, liquids. Medical liquids are exempt from 3.4-ounce rules. Just declare them. Fourth, documentation. Have the Trinity ready for the 3 documents. That's what I mean by Trinity for international trips. And 5th, research. Check embassy websites for every medication, even over-the-counter ones. The difference between a smooth trip and a travel nightmare often comes down to 30 minutes of preparation. You now have everything that you need to travel confidently with your medications. And remember, if you want to master every aspect of airport security, not just medications, download my free ebook, 7 Shocking Reasons Why You Keep Getting Flagged at Airport Security and How to Avoid Them. The link is right there in the description. It's going to save you so much time and stress on your next trip. If this video really helped you look at things differently and, help you to prepare for your travel, smash that like button and subscribe for more essential travel guides. I'll see you in the next video where we're covering the new airport security technology rolling out in 2025 that's changing the whole travel game. You don't want to miss that one. Until then, safe travels and thanks for watching.